Hi there, in this short video I'm going to show you the interface and basic operations with Validity. As you may already know, Validity is the plugin for Netbox and it helps you to solve various configuration compliance tasks. Okay, the first thing I'm going to show you is how to quickly install Netbox together with Validity aboard. I have to say that this is development only way of installation. It's absolutely not intended for any production usage or even for the usage by more than one person. However, this may be the good way to quickly observe plugin capabilities without any sophisticated Netbox installation. So, first of all, we clone this repository to our local machine. Here is the folder with the repository. I've already cloned it before. Now we go inside the development folder and we need to define some defaults in the .env file. I just copy this .env .example file into .env file and let's change it a little bit. Here I change the Netbox version to, for instance, v3.4.8. Okay. Now let's start the app with Docker Compose. Docker Compose app -d -- build. We need to wait some time. In my case, this command executed very fast, but in your case it may take more time because in my case the results were cached before. Now we need to go inside the Netbox container. Let's do it via Docker Compose exec. Okay, we are in and we need to issue some commands. The first command is manage.py migrate. This command creates database tables for our application, and in my case all the tables were created before, so the command executes very fast. The second command is manage.py link scripts. This is Validity specific command, and this command installs Validity scripts into Netbox custom scripts folder. Okay, and the last one command is manage.py create super user. Let's use username admin, for example, and the password is also admin. Okay, now our app is ready and we can use it via web interface. Let's go to the browser and type this. This is the local Netbox address. So our Netbox is ready. Let's log in. Okay, now we need to create some mandatory instances just to make things work. First of all, we need a device. As you see, I already created one. Its name is SW10. It's just a regular Netbox device. There is nothing connected to Validity yet. So next we need to create a Git repository instance. It's just a link to a Git repository where we store our device's configuration. So I press add, and here's my repository on GitHub. So I just copy this link and paste it here. Let's name it device repo, and the web URL is needed to make correct links to files in Netbox UI. We can go here, open some file, and copy this link. So I paste it here and remove the file name. And the final thing, let's change a particular branch with the branch substitution. Okay, and the device config path is the template of the path to a particular device inside the repository. In our case, we should use this Jinja2 expression, device.name and .txt. Okay, and default checkmark means this repository will be used for all the devices by default. So we don't need any username or password because our repository is public. Okay, I press create. Here's our repository instance, and I press sync button. So now, okay, now the remote repository is copied into our app, so we can use it. Let's move further and create config serializer. Again, I press add, and let's name it some serializer. The extraction method is TTP, and we need to write TTP template here. So let's revise our configuration for our device in the repository. Let's suppose that we want to write some tests related to interface configuration. Here is our interface configuration, and we need to serialize it. I already prepared the serializer code. Here it is. So as you can see, it looks like a reversed Jinja 2. So we just put the braces in a place where we want to extract some value. So I just copy it and I paste it here. That's it. I press create, and now we need to bind this config serializer to our device. Let's do it explicitly. I go back to device and press edit. Then I scroll down to a config serializer field and I choose some serializer. Okay, save. Now we can check how our serialized config for our device looks like. I go to serialized config tab, and here it is. So as you can see, we have our serialized configuration in YAML format. We can also change it to JSON with this button. So let's go next. Now we have to create a selector. I go to validity, selectors, and press add. Selector is just a flexible way to choose some subset of devices and then apply some of the compliance tests to this subset. Let's name it some selector, just to make things simple. And let's just bind this selector to the device type of our single device. That's it. And as you can see, here is our device, and it is bound to our selector. So finally, we have to create compliance test. I go to tests and press add. And here we have to think what exactly we want to check with our test. Let's suppose that our switches can have connections to some application servers. Let's call the servers SRv9. Let's revise our configurations, and here fast Ethernet 0/1 and 0/2 are connected to our SRv9, and here's the description, SRv9. So let's suppose also that our application server SRv9 need VLAN 99 and VLAN 199. So let's write a test that checks for this. The condition would be if some switch port has a description equal to SRv9, then this port have to be a trunk with VLANs 99 and 199. So you can see that this one interface is configured right. It has right set of VLANs, and this one interface is configured wrong. So it has 299 instead of 199. Let's return to our netbox and create compliance test. Let's name the test SRv9, and in the description I type SRv9 switch port config, like this. Next we bind our test to the selector we have created before, and now we need to write our expression. So I think basically our expression would look like this: jq.all. Here is some wrong interfaces query. Here is device.config, and it equals to an empty list. So we just need to use a JQ expression to extract all the switch interfaces that are configured wrong, and then we compare the result of this query to an empty list. So this expression could also be rewritten in this way. I remove this and I write not this. It's just a regular Python rules how to write the expressions. And the last thing, we need to exchange this substitution to a real JQ expression. So I already prepared the expression. Here it is. It extracts all the interfaces sub-tree and then selects only those interfaces which have the description equal to SRv9 and either one mod not equal to trunk, or trunk once not equal to the list of 99 or 199. And I need to append here dot interface just to select only the interface names instead of the whole interface config. That's it. I just copy it and I paste it here like this. So our compliance test is ready and we are going to execute it. I go to other, then scripts, and then run compliance tests. So I just press run script and the script takes some time to finish. Okay, the script is finished. Now I go to compliance report. This report is not very useful now because we have only one device and one test, so we don't need to check any statistics. I just go to test results and press to result ID. Here is our test result. We see that the result of our compliance tests for the device SW10 is failed. And here is the explanation. We can see that the result of our JQ expression is the list with interface fast Ethernet 0/2. So it's the name of our interface which is configured in the wrong way. So that's all that I wanted to show you. Thank you for watching.